I remember days when the sun shone, and laughter could be heard from the tavern.
Okay, hi everybody. Welcome back. Last we left off, I believe that we almost died, like across the board. Let's try not to do that again. Everybody is in town drinking their cares away, or whipping their cares away. And I believe I spent most of my money trying to arrange that, so it's time to go out on another journey, I think. This is a pretty nice trinket. Okay. Let's go for that. A feast of blood is what they're calling this one. Okay. I'm still really bad at trinkets, so I apologize for this taking so long. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, I just don't know what it is yet. Okay, so a couple of people asked me to name characters after them, so I'm gonna do that when applicable. Going a little bit light on the supply stuff. Because we don't have a lot of money since we had to retreat from the last one.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares. They must be flushed out.
So I feel like I should say right off that this is not a very good team for the Cove, because there's a lot of bleeding on it, but I'm a little bit, not flush with options, so I sort of took who I had. I'm trying to get a bunch of different classes trained up, so...
Press disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
So, we have 3 new classes in this particular foray compared to what we've been doing. We have the Leper, the Flagellant, and the Houndmaster. The Leper's deal is that he's a big tank and he does a lot of damage with his broken sword, but he's also kind of inaccurate and doesn't have a lot in the way of utility.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Next up we have the Flagellant, who is... he is the new class for the Crimson Court DLC, and he specializes in bleeding skills and a sort of Danger Mario kind of gameplay. He gets access to some very powerful stuff when he gets really low on HP. Mostly healing skills, but also just some very powerful offensive skills as well. He's a little difficult to use, but the Flagellant is very powerful once you get the hang of him. Or so I'm told. Less so in the Cove, but like I said, not a lot of options, because my Plague Doctor is currently, drinking off the horrors of the Void. Next up we have the Houndmaster, who is extremely versatile, as opposed to the Leper. He doesn't do tremendous amounts of damage, but he does, he is able to do a lot. Hound's Rush can hit anywhere in the enemy party for reasonable damage and a small bleed. He can mark people, he can do stress healing. He also has the best stun in the game, or at least it was the last time I played, the Blackjack. Along with a bunch of other stuff. He also has a very cute mechanic in that, if you want to, you can feed the dog a treat, and that will give all of his damage a pretty big buff for a few turns. Without the Shield Breaker special talent, I'm pretty much forced to just try and cut through this guy because he's guarding the Spearfisher.
Soothed. Sedated. Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
as is being aptly demonstrated, I'm not having a great deal of luck with most of my bleed skills in here. But you go to war with the army you have. Fortunately, the Flatulence just random smack attack does inflict a debuff, which makes it easier to bleed things over time.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own. Continue the onslaught.
That Hue did a lot more damage than I thought it would, so I figured it was better to just take out the grouper before even focusing on the shaman, because he can't heal people that are dead. Nerd.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
As you can see, since the Flagellant dropped below, I believe it's 38% HP, right? He gets a crit and damage buff. So, we currently don't have any skills known or equipped that can really take advantage of that at the moment. I don't know if he needs to learn those or if he just comes with those. I'll have to check. But yeah, very high risk, high reward character.
These nightmarish
The Flagellant
creatures
is
can
interesting
be felled.
because not
They
only can he
be
excel at
beaten.
damage, he can also be a very effective sort of off healer in both stress and HP, because he has a couple of interesting moves. For instance, the Endure skill that I just used essentially takes stress off of another party member and puts it on himself. However, the sort of stress ratio is actually very favorable to the player. So it's a pretty effective way of managing stress, especially if you've got, like, a jester or somebody who can also then just take away the flagellant stress for free. Alright, now it looks like I need to learn the good stuff. Oh well. I was too poor.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
See how fast those guys are.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
I want to try and take some heat off of everybody else, so I'm going to mark that guy. For all the good it does. Ah, get dunked.
Precision and power. Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
The leper, if nothing else, can take a real beating, so I'm quite content for them to just gang up on him for a little bit.
And now, the true test. Hold fast, or expire.
Oh, you're fine. So another neat thing about the Flagellant is that at Death's Door, he actually gets buffed. That doesn't necessarily mean that I want to leave him there for a very long time, but it's something to note. He also doesn't get the usual debuff from recovering from it. So, all in all, Flagellant is very strong.
A momentary abatement.
This is not really how I wanted things to go, but the first action that the Guardian took was to guard this guy, so... yeah, no. Oh, god damn. Enough of this.
A singular strike. How quickly the tide turns. A momentary abatement.
Finally. Yeah, the shaman's dead by his next action, so I'm gonna sandbag a little bit. Just take some turns to heal up if possible.
For death by inches.
That's not bad for the flagellant. My forays into the cove have been a little bit challenging.
Another mariner? Another misfortune.
Last time I took a good composition. It's just we ran into the collector and things sort of went bad. This time it's mostly just I'm working with a fairly suboptimal party
how
because
life is taken.
that's what I got. At least that fight was pretty easy.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
My own dog started barking, so I thought I would give a treat to this dog as a show of solidarity.
Back to the pit. The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Forth, forth, forth.
Soothed. Sedated.
When you have the chance, it's good to just relieve stress where you can.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Alright, we are still in moderately good shape. there are no more room battles.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike. Mechanical hazards, possessed by evil intent.
At basically any point, we can just bail here, so I'm not too worried.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
And that's that. Quest complete.
At last, wholesome marine life can flourish. If indeed there is such a thing.
I'm always happy to see Weapon Tinker, because weapon upgrades can get pretty expensive after a while. Well, that's a good one. I think. I'm not sure if dog is ranged or melee. Huh. All these are pretty good quirks.
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
Alright, so the good news. Nobody is afflicted anymore. Though, Torlaville is currently on a drunken bender and hasn't been seen since the previous evening, so we'll have to make do without her for the time being.
Word is traveling. Ambition is stirring in distant cities. We can use this.
Alright, we've upgraded the barracks so we can have more heroes, though these are all duplicates at this point, so I think I'll hold off until next week and see if we can get a new class. Getting the cost reduction stuff early tends to save a lot of gold, so I like to do it. I'm a very economy-oriented player in most games like this. Hawville got pretty stressed in that last run, so we should probably send him in to go do his thing. said before, Houndmasters are really good, so I'm going to try and get Pushot up pretty high as fast as I can. Alright, we have not been to the Warrens yet, so let's try over there. Well, actually, it would be so many Plague Doctor trinkets. Okay. Ooh, that's good. I think actually we're gonna go to reclaim the relics of the light. It's a medium mission, so I want to bring plenty of food. There tend to be a lot of chests in the ruins. Let's bring a key. That should do it. I tend to overbuy.
There is power in symbols. Collect the scattered scraps of faith and give comfort to the masses.
I forgot to buy torches. Okay, this is a dark run. We're gonna get hella rich. Don't worry about it. Alright, so the plan is I'm gonna spam the hell out of Dazzling Light to get the torch back up whenever I can.
Watch your step. Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage. The darkness holds much worse than mere trickery and boogeymen.
Alright, so there was literally nobody here. But we had to come because there was a relic, so that was good, I guess. So I was mostly being facetious, but dark runs are a thing. You get a lot more treasure if things are pitch black. It's just there are also certain risks involved in, well.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Hey, a torch.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
Oh, come on, don't tell me. Fuck it. Torches are for losers. Where are the bad guys? Ha! I can't activate that because I don't have a torch! Get owned, Shambler!
The abyss returns even the boldest gaze.
So, we ran into this guy last time. I was sort of freaking out, so I didn't have much of a chance to talk about him. The madman is a huge piece of shit, because he just keeps stressing out everybody and making weird noises. He also dodges a lot, so he's a priority target. That's 3 in a row, you piece of shit! This might call for an early camp, depending on how this goes. Alright, well at least I don't have to worry about him for a little bit.
Adversity can foster hope
Oh,
and
that was lucky.
resilience.
Probably means I don't have to camp, so that's good.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. faint hope blossoms. The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden. Decimated. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Alright, Citron is the least valuable, I think, of all of the goodies you can collect, so I'm good with leaving that behind, but I do want deeds. The Holy Relic is a big pain in my ass, honestly. Oh, and I forgot to rearrange my fucking butts. It's fine. They're mostly interchangeable.
Executed with impunity.
I'm my own torch!
A powerful blow. Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Hey, I didn't even have to do anything. Plan!
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Alright, now what do I ditch? I probably don't need the bandage. Alright, if I'm remembering my darkest dungeon correctly, if I use holy water on that, I get a pretty powerful buff until camp. So, I know it's a little early, but let's go ahead and camp now. Well, no. Ah, whatever.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
Therapy dog is the best skill. Hey, a torch! Oh shit, I didn't leave enough for a prevent. Whatever, I'm fine. It's fine, everything's fine.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Oh, it's a quirk removal. Okay, well, that's fine too. I do have a torch. I do have a torch. How much do I crave the void right now? Discretion is the better part of valor. I might need. Hell with it all.
Behold the infinite malignity of the stars. Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Alright, so the Shambler, he's pretty scary. He summons lots of Shambler sycophants, and they have the Clapper Claw buff, which makes them really scary.
Another one falls.
Things are going okay-ish so far. Like, again, scary, but okay. The nice thing about this group, and I think ultimately why I decided that I could get away with fighting him, is that, whatchamacallit, positioning isn't that important. To this group, anyway. Stop picking on me.
Begone, fiend. Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
They always get to move right after. It's so annoying.
ebbs. Terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves. Back to the pit.
That's not good.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss. Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered. Becoming unwound.
This is very scary. I shouldn't have listened to the chat.
The true test. Hold fast, or expire. Another life wasted in the pursuit of glory and gold. The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Stop undulating!
perched at the very precipice of oblivion. Grievous injury, palpable fear. This is no place for the weak or the foolhardy. Self-preservation is paramount, at any cost. This skirmish may be lost, but the battle may yet be won. A setback, but not the end of things. A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
Alright, well.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
A setback. Definitely a setback. Well, we're poor as hell. Let's at least buy a couple torches this time. Hard decisions must be made. I was unready for the Shambler.
I knew all these paths once. Now they are as twisted as my own ambitions.
Alright, well, we do have a secret door. Right off the bat. That's real good. As such, we'll be saving a key. How do you have so much stress already? You started with like 50. Come on. Extra key is good. I appreciate that. You know, the thing about it is, I think that if I didn't get those 5 million unlucky dodges in a row, I could have pulled that out. Bleh. I feel like I played it pretty well. Yeah, I feel like I didn't make any grievous errors except for doing the fight in the first place, but I don't know. Sometimes shit happens. It's fine. Again?
Hacks laden with
Ooh.
loot are often low on supplies.
Alright, so this is a flat 25% damage buff. I'm gonna give Dismas's head to Dismas.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption. Malformed, missing intent.
I did that because I saw another obstacle up ahead, and I knew I was gonna have to get owned on one of them.
The darkness holds much worse than mere trickery and boogeymen.
Dismas gets his own head, it's fine. Seriously?
Begone, fiend!
I feel like I'm
Executed
slightly
with
having a run of
impunity.
bad luck here.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands. Secrets and wonders can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place.
Fuck. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna remove this obstacle, and then in the next room we're gonna camp.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose. Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
Not quite what I had in mind.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
I swear, I have taken more stress and more stress and HP damage from fucking barriers than I have from enemies in this stupid place.
Back to the pit.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Another one falls. This expedition at least promises success.
It's a dog!
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Soothed. Sedated. Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
I didn't expect this mission to be quite so taxing, but here we are.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Disadvantage. Give them no quarter. Soothed. Sedated.
Nerds! Shut up! Fuck.
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Well, Dismas has tetanus now.
Mechanical hazards. Possessed by evil intent.
I am becoming quite stressed myself.
The walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
Alright, could have been worse. I guess.
Precision and power.
Would you let me act, please? Okay, sure. Fine. I don't necessarily think that I'm making any, like, particular errors here. I just think that shit like that keeps happening.
Ringing ears, blurred vision. The end approaches.
And that! Come on!
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Fuck off. Well, on the bright side, I'm pretty sure that we only have to explore 1 or 2 more rooms.
Terrors may indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
Okay, we're leaving. Good job, guys. Bye-bye.
Paths and roads bring soldiers and supplies. Let them arrive unharried.
Alright, so, on the bright side... we managed to get quite a bit of gold, so we're financially speaking much more back on track.
A sanguine memory to me.
Alright, time to spend most of this on stress relief. Oh, right. Fuck. Alright, that's about as good as we can get at the moment.
In the end, every plan relies upon a strong arm and tempered steel.
Oh, I can't upgrade his weapons while he is, otherwise occupied, right? Okay. Just upgrading some skills and stuff. Alright, that should be enough for now. Let's see what we can do. We haven't been to the Warrens at all yet. It's a pretty nice trinket, though we don't have a Houndmaster. Well, in the interest of variety, let's head to the Warrens. Why do I have a head collection? I don't actually know. Fuck it, I'll give it to the Flagellant. Carry around Dismas's head for a while. Do you good. Time to bring all of the shovels. No, just two. It's a short mission. You can get away with not bringing too much food because the Warrens tend to have a lot of it. Torches. 1 holy water. Anti-venom. 1 bandage. That should do it. Dismas is in the sanitarium, it's just his head is also here. Don't ask me why.
They breed quickly down there in the dark. But perhaps we can slay them even faster. The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Now, the swine folk down here are all very vulnerable to bleeding.
Press disadvantage. Give them no quarter. Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
It won't be left unanswered. Calm down, Grandpa.
Begone, fiend.
See? I answered it.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Oh, that's pretty good. Gross ass motherfuckers. Okay.
Singular strike. Another abomination, cleansed from our lands.
The worries. The worries just means that you take more stress damage. I'll want to get that taken care of, but it's not a huge deal.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Ringing ears, blurred vision. The end approaches.
The Plague Doctor is just kind of murdering people right now, and I appreciate that a lot.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Journal pages are kind of annoying because they don't do anything for you.
Watch your step.
Okay. These bones. I love these bones.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Can't stop thinking about these bones.
Death by inches.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
I want to try and heal a little bit, so I'll sandbag.
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Sapphires indeed are very valuable, so I think we can get rid of this disease charm. Well, actually, no. Actually, yes. I'm actually all trinketed out for once. I sort of want to keep the journal pages, because once you collect them and bring them back, you don't have to deal with them again. At least I think that's how it works. I hope that's how it works.
Curious is the trap maker's art, his efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes. Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
The fuck is with all these traps?
slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
That Shambler fight has completely thrown me off. Usually I'd be talking about shit, but now I'm just like, oh my god, this game hates me, fuck off. Not a good look. I'll have to recombobulate myself.
Slowly. Gently. This is how a life is
I
taken.
just got rid of you. Oh, we can keep going. We're in decent shape. We should at least check out this curio.
Packs laden with
Jesus
loot
Christ, that's a lot of
are
food.
often low on supplies.
Alright, so we know that there's no room battles. So it seems safe-ish to keep going.
A decisive pummeling.
Eliminate sources of stress first, if at all possible.
Back to the pit.
Nom. Vomit Pig is just fucking gross.
Soothed. Sedated.
Like, all the other stress enemies are kind of like funny in a way. Like, the Bone Torture who just throws his drink on you, and the Madman who just makes strange speech-like noises. That guy's just fucking gross. Blood.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
What can I discard for the blood? Once we have a good supply of that, I'm probably going to head into the courtyard to get rid of the mosquitoes. Oh no! The nice thing about the shield breaker is that she can just sort of bounce around wherever.
Executed with impunity.
Nibble.
Another one falls.
Nibble. just trying to get rid of some stress while I can.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers. In Radiance, may we find victory.
Got plenty of food to go around. Man, I didn't get like a single scout here. Alright, I guess that's it for this dungeon. Quest complete. Nobody even got afflicted.
Their squeals fade. Their confidence is shaken.
No negative quirks. That went pretty well. IMO.
The degeneracy of the hamlet is nothing, I fear, when compared to the condition of surrounding acres.
Alright, here's a new thing for the DLC. We got a blueprint. So we can't build any of them right now because we need more heirlooms. Or more gold. Probably we're gonna want to build the bank. Either that or the cartographer's camp. I feel like those probably have the most overall potential. Have yourself a good time. Alright, I think that'll do it for stress relief. Who's on the wagon? Oh nice, a jester.
He will be laughing still at the end.
I think we have enough Vestals, and we also don't really need a duplicate Abomination, because Abominations are sort of hard to work into your party comp to begin with. That's cute. Let's do this one. I should have realized that was a button earlier. Struck me that that team had no healing whatsoever, so I figure I should probably at least give my plague doctor. Okay, I think that's good. Let's go ahead and provision.
The smell of rotting fish is almost unbearable.
Oh, this is annoying. What an obnoxious setup for a room.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Looks like I'll have to do some backtracking.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Glittering torches, trinkets and torches, paid for in torches.
Mechanical hazards, possessed by evil intent.
Where is everyone? There is everyone. idiot! Fuckhead! This is a rather unthreatening group, so I'm gonna try and take this opportunity to heal some stress.
A death by inches.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Battlefield medicine is pretty weak as a heal, but it does remove damage over time stuff, so that's pretty good.
Prodigious
There we
size
go.
alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade. Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Backtrack. I do rather wish that they would make dungeons like this, where you start at the fork. Alright, now we're back more or less where we started.
Another mariner, another misfortune.
Not so tough when I have a shovel now, are you? I think I provoked it.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Oh no, it's the fish stack! This is a very, actually, deceptively dangerous group of enemies.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
they just do a lot of damage per hit. I'm just gonna try and buff myself up enough that they don't hit, so... Take that guy out of the action.
Decimated.
Alright, things are going okay. This group has the potential to be super scary. But I got a surprise on them, and I think they're all probably going to die before it's really a thing that we need to worry about. I'm not actually attacked with the Jester yet, by the way, which I think is kind of funny.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
The slow death, unforeseen.
Blight is very
Unforgiving.
effective in here. Slightly regretting my lack of healing, but I'll probably be okay. He did.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Alright, that's also dead, so I can basically just... As long as I kill the Acolyte, I can do whatever.
Inspiration and improvement.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
I vaguely remember, back when this game was first coming out, or in beta or whatever, the fish stack was like unironically the most dangerous group in the entire game, which I thought was kind of hilarious, just because they would keep spearfishing you and they can hit everywhere. So depending on the RNG, you could basically just lose somebody for nothing. Oh, scouting, finally. Alright, what can I toss? What can I toss? Oh, this is a new enemy. I have something to talk about. Hooray! Alright, so this is the Drowned Thrall. The Drowned Thrall doesn't really do much, except after a certain amount of time he will explode and do a lot of damage to everybody. So he's a priority target. I don't really know what it is with video games and exploding fat guys. I find it kind of mystifying, to be perfectly honest with you. One of the things that makes the Jester really valuable, and Stress Heal in general, this guy, yeah, he's dead, okay. And Stress Heal in general is that, HP is automatically restored when you complete a dungeon, but stress is not. So any stress you can get rid of inside a dungeon is basically, it counts more because you don't have to spend that money on stress relief in town. They're all dead. Time to heal.
Sedated.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
That's very satisfying when you can make it happen like that.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
It doesn't look like there's any more battles, so we can just disarm this trap, grab the last curio, and head on home. Oh. Rip. I guess we just head on home.
Despite its morbid aspect, this twisted, cavernous maze seems almost traversable.
Alright, so we got 3 people up to apprentice level. We got a nice trinket, and we got some money. Bad gambler, no!
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
Dismas is no longer paranoid. Good for you, Dismas. I guess I would be kind of paranoid too if other people were carrying around my mysterious second severed head. Ooh. Okay. We got the bounty hunter and we got
thrill
another
of the hunt,
grave robber.
the promise of payment. To those with a keen eye, gold gleams like a dagger's point.
Alright, so, Pneumatic Knight in the chat said that I might want to consider saving up for the Sanguine Vinters for the extra 2 bottles of the blood brewed each week. And I can definitely see why that would be useful, but also, I want money. I mean, it's not something I have to worry about just yet because I don't have enough heirlooms for any of them, but it's something I'll have to give some thought to. I need more deeds before I can upgrade my stuff more. But with a bunch of people gaining a level, it's probably a good idea to upgrade their stuff. Gets expensive after a while, but... yeah, no. Alright, vanity compels me to fight the necromancer. Ah, dear. I don't have a lot of experience with bosses in this game. Hopefully this will do. Dismas can carry his head around again.
Mastery over life and death was chief among my early pursuits. I began in humility, but my ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of something as unremarkable as a twitch in the leg of a dead rat? A devil walks these halls. Only the mad or the desperate go in search of him.
Okay, so, from what I know about bosses... Why is this map... Thank you. What I know about bosses is that they're usually the farthest away from the place that you start. So, I guess we want to make our way up here.
this is the trap maker's art, his efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes. A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Love to riposte.
A devastating blow. Their formation
It's especially
is
good against
broken.
these guys because they love to spam
Maintain the
attacks
offensive.
on everybody. Like so.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
That's a lot of gold. That's a lot of gold. Spiders! Alright, so spiders. I believe that the preferred order of taking these out is probably the ones in the back. Or maybe not. I can't remember. They're all really weak anyway, so it probably shouldn't be a problem.
A decisive pummeling. Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Well, I guess
The
everybody
slow
sucks,
death.
so that's something.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Literally, in the last 5 rounds, no attack hit. What's going on?
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Another abomination, cleansed from our lands. Begone, fiend! This expedition at least promises success. A handsome reward for a task well performed. Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Things are going okay so far. I think I want to keep my light bright for as long as I can, just so, I can sort of avoid unnecessary risk until I get to the boss. I'm not very confident about what I'm going to do when I get there, just because I don't have much experience with it. Harumph.
annihilated.
Oh, come on! Twice in a row!
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
There we go. Come on.
Destroyed.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Alright, that one alright.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Definitely want the blood. The blood is valuable. Fuck these journal pages! Go away! Curses! The book was scary!
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
I mean, I can't talk. I have often been scared by books.
Eradicated. Another one falls.
This wine tastes so bad, the expedition is doomed! That was quite unlucky.
Reeling, gasping, taken over the edge into madness.
Would you fuck off? I'm mad.
Executed with impunity.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Oh, there's a secret door, but I'm out of keys. Maybe I can find one later? Who knows? We'll see. Alright, so gonna do this room battle. Gonna camp. Then we'll take on the boss.
Back to the pit. I take offense at that. Alright, he stopped just short of affliction, so we're still alright. Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze. A
Dismas,
hand's
you
breadth from
idiot
becoming
fuck.
unwound. As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear. Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home. The light, the promise of safety. Towering, fierce, terrible. Nightmare-made material.
Alright, so this is the Apprentice Necromancer. He doesn't look especially difficult. Like, his resistances are fairly manageable. Like, I'm pretty sure I can just keep his skelly bones under control with Renauld.
Powerful blow.
They're skeletons, not ghosts. Wrong thing. Shut the fuck up, Dismas. I am losing patience with this irrational highwayman. Fine, fine, fine.
Soothed,
It wouldn't have even mattered.
sedated. Perched at the very precipice of oblivion. Bones can fall. Even the dead can die again. Ghoulish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Alright, well that's him down. We could check out the secret door, but I don't have a key. I think we'd better just leave, as much as it pains me to. Things went really super wrong when Dismas got hit by wine in the face 4 times in a row. At least he reached level 3. For some reason, Renault got a tapeworm. For some reason, Dismas got rabies again. Alright, well those two need to take a trip to the doctor's office.
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
Oh, hell yeah. Antiquarian time. Time to get rich!
She searches where others will not go, and sees what others will not see.
You smell like a gong farmer. Alright, nobody is in terrible need of stress relief at the moment, so I think we're okay. I guess I'll check the Nomad wagon. Nope, don't care. I'll worry about it later. Not a whole lot to spend money on right at this instant. Oh, that's kind of nice. Also good. Also, I want deeds. Do we go to the Cove or do we go to the Weald? They're both medium, and medium missions make me kind of nervous, but whatever. Alright, let's do this one. I kind of want to send in some new people. Get their levels up. Alright, I'm intentionally not going to take any torches. I kind of want to do a dark run. Get as much money as possible. Spend as little on provisioning as possible. We'll just see how it goes. Don't call me out, game.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
Just messing with my skills before we start for the first time. That should do it. Right off the bat we have a barrier, so that's good.
Back to the pit. Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
I forgot to equip trinkets. It's
As
fine.
victories mount, so too will resistance. Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
I'm really good at this video game. If you haven't noticed.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
So this is why the antiquarian exists at all. Minor antique, a minor collectible, worth money in bunches. She just finds these in the most utterly unlikely places.
Mechanical hazards, possessed by evil intent.
Of course, you have to remember to actually interact with the curios with her and not others, so knowing me, I'll probably miss a bunch just because I'm absent-minded.
May indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder...
Now here's the good shit. A
glint
rare
of
antique.
gold.
A valuable find. We shall see how many times I can send you to your death. Hopefully it's not too many. I don't really intend to get people killed. It's just everybody's like, oh, you should fight the Shambler. So I fought the Shambler and then everything went bad.
Executed with impunity.
That's honestly sort of par for the course for the leper. I'm not salty about that. That's like his noted weakness. He misses a lot.
Begone, fiend. Another one falls.
You can also get minor antiques
Success
from battles.
so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
I don't know how I surprised them, but whatever.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Messing with these guys' positioning is actually like really effective, because when they're not in position 1, they can't do groping swipe. Or position 1 or 2, I think.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
formation is broken.
Alright, so let's talk about the bounty
Maintain
hunter.
the
I believe that
offensive.
we have not discussed him yet. He is... He's interesting. He's basically like a setup class. Like, a lot of his stuff does a shit ton of damage if there's a prerequisite condition met. Like, Collect Bounty does a lot of damage against humanoid targets and does even more if they're marked. He has another move called Finish Him, which does hella damage if the enemy is stunned. The Bounty Hunter can inflict these status ailments on the enemies himself, but he really shines when he's in a party that can sort of support him with that and do it for him, and he can just do all the damage.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them.
Oh, Jesus.
all.
I got so much stuff from that, my UI is breaking. Citron still sucks. Replace that with the blood. So I want to take that onyx with me. I'll leave it behind. Thanks to Vicus for the auto host, I appreciate it. Just nip that in the bud. So I suppose I should mention that when it's pitch black, eat shovel, Mother Nature. When it's pitch black, every corridor battle has the potential, albeit a small one, to be a battle with the Shambler. Yes. The Blood, as it is called, is part of the Crimson Court DLC.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
That's troubling.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
I think I'd better use anti-venom.
As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Motherfucker! Alright, well, it was nice while we knew him. Hopefully we can find a new one.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Great, we've got one more room battle to do.
Precision and power. Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice. Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
I don't know what to do.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Like, I guess I could go see how hard this room battle is. And if it's just like, oh shit, I need to leave now, I could retreat.
momentary abatement. A singular strike.
I think I might be able to pull this out. That helps.
Adversity can foster hope and resilience.
The thing is, the slimes aren't very tough on their own. Alright, well, a little good luck doesn't hurt anybody.
Adversity can foster hope and resilience. Be wary.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Alright, well, didn't go quite as I wanted it to. But
The agents of
it's okay.
pestilence will yet be driven from
Mostly.
our woods.
We got a lot of money. Like, shit, that's a lot of money. Antiquarian owns. R.I.P. Crown. Hey! We turned it around there.
A fresh irritant to some,
Yeah, I know.
a sanguine memory to me.
Alright, we can now upgrade our weapons to the next level, which I'm gonna do. To whom it may concern. Gotta put that money to use. Dismas still needs to chill the fuck out. Alright, everybody else should be fine with just like passive stress relief. Ah, time's the one thing we got plenty of. Speaking of time, oh goodness, it's been 3 hours, but I kind of want to keep going. Let's see what our options are. Don't know where I want to go. Probably not there. Alright, I guess we should at least take a poke into the courtyard and see what's what. That's the one place I haven't visited yet. I know that the courtyard can go long. I'll take some blood with me just in case. Only a couple torches, because light isn't actually a factor in there. That much I know.
The courtyard and gardens surrounding the manor were once a point of pride for the diligent custodians I employed. Great banquets and lavish social affairs were hosted here under the stars. Despite the expectation of propriety normally ascribed to those in our position, we mocked the stoic melancholy of the moss-covered fountains and cherubic statues, our salacious trysts half hidden in the hedgerows, our morality slipping ever deeper into the mud.
Eat the rich.
Soaked and sinking, these stone terraces and sprawling gardens were the site of long-forgotten revelry and well-remembered regret.
So this is the courtyard. It's very pleasant. Also, the light is called blood light. It's plus stress and minus bleed resist.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
I don't... and here are the courtyard enemies. These are bloodsuckers. Oh, they have really high stun resist. I thought with my trinkets I might have a chance. Oh well.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Bleeding is rather useful in here.
Inspiration and improvement.
Well, it was bound to happen eventually. The Crimson Curse. One of your heroes has the Crimson Curse. The curse is not like other diseases. It can't be cured normally in the sanitarium. The only way to keep it at bay is with the blood. There may be other ways to cure it. So, basically the Crimson Curse is the big part of the DLC. You get slight debuff to max HP and resistances, but 1 speed, so it's a fairly neutral thing at first, but things can start happening later.
Obliterated.
One of the interesting things, at least in my opinion, about the Crimson Curse DLC is that the sort of vampirism that they were trying to evoke here is not the usual kind that you see in media.
Continue the onslaught.
Instead of bats and spooky vampires, everybody's like some variation of a blood-sucking insect, which is gross, but definitely interesting.
A death by inches. a slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
This is one of the thronging hives we're supposed to deal with. This is one of the reasons I brought along torches. By burning the nests of the various gross bugs, you get a stress relief. Quite a significant one, so it's worth doing.
Eradicated. Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
One of the interesting things about the enemies in this area is that they tend to have different forms depending on what moves they use. You might have seen in the last battle that the mosquito sycophants have a normal and engorged form, and their attacks are different. The courtyard is much different than other dungeons because it's mostly, it's like it sort of generates as you go. You don't know the layout until you go farther in. It's kind of interesting.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Despite its length, you usually can't camp in here. There are a couple of special circumstances where you can. I'll just leave that be for now. I might need it later. But you can't naturally bring firewood in for whatever reason. I might need my shovel, so I'm gonna leave that alone for now. To sort of make up for the fact that, these missions are so long, you can actually retreat without any real penalty except for stress. You can just come right back in another time.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration. Impressive. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Mori the Vestal is sort of on stun-bot duty. Ah, here's what I was talking about. Now that he did the thirst, he is full of stuff. Oh, blood. He's full of blood. And his moves will change, depending.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
One thing that does kind of irk me in the way that, the way bodyguarding works in this game is that even when you take an attack for somebody, you can still dodge it, which doesn't make a lot of sense in my humble opinion.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Can we ditch anything? I want to... Well, actually, no. It doesn't actually make sense to keep that food because 14 is not evenly divisible by 4. Nom nom nom. Even if you have 3 out of the 4 necessary food during a hunger check, if you don't have all 4, nobody eats, which is stupid, but that's how it works. Therefore, if you have a number of food that is not divisible by 4, do whatever you want with the extra.
Another one falls.
Alright, cool. I finally have a chance to show off some of the really cool stuff about the flagellant. Let's try Exsanguinate. It's basically just a big ol' lifesteal attack. You can only use it once you get under a certain amount of HP. Because otherwise it would be kind of too strong.
A decisive pummeling.
He's dead. Might as well.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Once again, gonna try and save my shovels. This is interesting, though. You can give the hooded shrew some of your
If
the
only
blood
treasure could
for
staunch
treasure.
the flow of otherworldly corruption.
It is not always worth it, but you can definitely do it.
A hideous mutation. Unnatural and abhorrent.
It's a crocodilio. I've never done this fight before. I don't think it's too bad, but I'm a bit concerned. So the thing about the crocodilian is that he sort of frolics among the bulrushes, as you might say. And aside from just, like, shooting bugs at you, he can also buff himself and do some strong melee attacks when he gets closer. Like everything in here, he's pretty vulnerable to bleeding damage.
Weakened.
So stacking up that bleed is a good way to kill him. He's so sneaky.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
That's his big hit, Apex Predator. Now he starts backing up again. You can attack the bulrushes and stuff if you want, but they have 80% protection and 200 dodge, so, don't. Finally, all that buffing paid off. I dodged most of that. Should be dead next turn.
Soothed. Sedated.
And so he is. The filthy crocodile has been vanquished.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious
that's
killer.
That's probably a good thing for the antiquarian. I just need to find room for it. Probably don't need the anti-venom. So I've been saving my shovels. Hopefully I can find the other thronging hives before I run out of stuff. Alright, so here's the next part of the whole blood mechanic. Nerlai is now currently craving. This gives her more speed, but a bigger debuff on her general endurance. If we fed her the blood now, she would go into the bloodlust state, which buffs her damage by quite a bit. So I'm going to save that for like a fight. Nom. I'm not a big fan of the hunger check mechanic in this game. It feels just kind of random when it doesn't need to be, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like you could have a transparent and predictable hunger mechanic pretty easily if you just made it like a meter that went down depending on actions. But sometimes you can get hungry twice in like your first 4 rooms, and sometimes you don't get a hunger check the entire dungeon. Your craving heroes also start going a little blood crazy. This is such a fun game. I don't play it enough. There are reasons for that, but they're not good reasons.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden. Decimated.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
The maddening whine of multitudinous wings abates. Let us hope that is the end of things.
Quest is done. I'm just gonna keep going to see what's in this room, and then we can get out of here. Free stress relief. Can't argue with that. Alright, we're done. Wait, actually, I do have 1 shovel left. I could... Nah, that's a waste of time. I'm not gonna go all the way back just to dig up 1 curio.
In those younger years, my home was a hive of unbridled hedonism. A roiling apiary where instinct and impulse were indulged with wild abandon. A bewitching predator slipped in
Haven't
amidst
we
the
already seen this
swarm
one?
of tittering sycophants.
I could swear that
Though
we've already seen
outwardly
this one.
urbane, I could sense in her a mocking thirst. driven half-mad by cloying vulgarity. I plotted to rid myself of this lurking threat in a grand display of sadistic sport. But as the moment of murder drew nigh, the gibbous moon revealed her inhuman desires in all their stultifying hideousness.
Alright, so we got quite a few heirlooms, some money, a Baron's invitation, and a shard of glass for the flagellant. Oh no, not kleptomaniac! Okay, you're going in the sanitarium right away. That cannot be borne.
These swarming fiends carry a pernicious plague. A sickness so virulent, so insidious. It is more a curse than a mere disease.
Alright, so now that we've gone into the Crimson Court, that means that a bunch of blood-sucking enemies will start appearing in just regular-ass dungeons, and they have a chance to drop invitations, which let you go back into the courtyard, blood, and the potential to infect more of your heroes. So it's a mixed blessing. I agree. Glug glug. There's also this mechanic, so nobody else is going into the sanitarium just yet. Just don't have enough busts for the sanguine vintners. All of these passive ones are pretty good. But it's largely academic for now because we just don't have nearly enough heirlooms. Hello, a man-at-arms, finally. I love man-at-arms, they're fun.
The raw strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
Oh, we don't have enough deeds for another hero barracks upgrade. Blast.
Every creature has a weakness. The wise hero trains for what she will face.
Okay, it has been very nearly 4 hours, and I think that's probably a pretty good amount of time to have been doing this, so I think I'm going to stop for now. Come back tomorrow. Maybe with this, maybe with something else. I haven't decided just yet what I'm going to do on Thursdays. But, until then, thank you very much for watching. And, see you all again soon.